Hi there, it's Shelley Harrison of Shelley Harrison Healing. And in this video, we're going to explore what aspect of your energy consciousness, what aspect of your life is held in your first chakra, your root chakra, but on the second level of your aura. So, in the model of the human energy field, or the human energy consciousness system, as it's now called at the Barbara Brennan School of Healing, it's the model I was trained in. There are 7 different levels or layers to your auric field. Actually, there's more levels than that, but let's say 7 that have to do directly with this incarnation, and seven's enough. Seven's enough to learn about and work with. That's enough to keep us busy pretty much for a whole lifetime. So, and the thing that we often don't know is that the chakras are different on every single level of your auric field. So it's like the anatomy and physiology of each layer of the aura has its own construction and function and aspect of your life experience that it's holding and that you are experiencing on that level, and the chakras go with that. So I thought we could explore exactly what's happening in each chakra on each level. And in this video series, these have originally been recorded live on Facebook. So every Monday, I've gone into the first level of the aura, the etheric body, and going through the chakras on Mondays. And on Tuesdays, we go into the second level of the aura, your emotional body. And we're going to go into the emotional body and the root chakra today. So, a quick reminder of what is happening in your emotional body. So, your emotional body is a fluid level. This means it's a level that carries your emotions, your feelings. And the second level extends off of your physical body about this far, 3 to 6 inches. And of course, it penetrates the level below it, your etheric body, affecting sensations. And it penetrates all the way into your physical body, cellular level, molecular level. Remember, we think that we are matter that radiates energy, but it's not that way, right? Energy precedes matter. We are energy spirit beings, and the densest expression of our energy is physical, is matter. So these levels of our being actually arise first, and the physical body actually grows on them. Isn't that cool? That's why energy healing is so powerful, right? We're going in and reaching into clear blockages, and on this level, emotional blockages, before they've been around so long and become so dense that they begin to show up in your physical expression as imbalance and disease. Okay, I'm going to pull up a little picture of your emotional body because it will really help you to have an impression. I'm just going into my Instagram feed where I've been sharing posts. If you want to read some of the posts there, the posts about your emotional body are always in orange. So this is my pastel drawing of your emotional body. So you can see it's a fluid level. It's what we think of the aura as being fluid pastel colors flowing around your field, through your body, and the chakras in the colors that we tend to associate with the chakras. So it turns out these are just the color vibrations and frequencies that your chakras are digesting on this level of the field, the emotional body. So you can see root chakra down between the legs is red, and we'll go into the other ones in successive videos. And notice when we have bad feelings about ourselves, the pastel colors can turn dark and heavy, and the clouds of color on this level will stop moving, will become held. It's like emotions that we don't want to feel. And of course, we do that in the absence of enough support or resonance or accompaniment or empathy. It's just hard to feel all those feelings sometimes. I know a lot of you may be good at dropping in and just letting the emotions bubble up and flow over so that this level of your field can kind of purify and clear, and then your mind clears and there's a burden released off of your physical body. But not all of us can do that. Sometimes we need the support of someone holding space to help us to drop in, touch those very painful places, and hold us through it so that we can feel them and clear them out and digest them in a way. And that's one of my areas of expertise. It's really a lot of what I do with people is stopping talking about what's hurting, talking about it, trying to figure it out. I just ask you to sink gently, directly into your physical body and your sensations, which puts you into contact with your energy field. And we start to touch into where these blocks and densities are being held. Usually you're feeling them as areas of physical discomfort in your body and certainly emotional discomfort in your life. And I support you to touch into these blocks that may have been held since you were 2 years old, since you were in utero, since you were 7 years old. These are old, what we call in the language of the Barbara Brennan School, frozen psychic time conglomerates. It's energy consciousness that's been frozen at a certain age, and it's just been stuck there. And that's what gets triggered. When we get triggered and someone kind of presses our buttons, they've touched into and woken up one of these latent blocks, and it plays out through our field, and we feel like it's that all over again. So I help you to break down, digest, transform, and release these blockages from the emotional level especially, but many different levels. And then once we release it, right, then it's about filling back up with sacred healing energies, filling up with the higher vibrations on this level of self-love, self-appreciation, really taking care of yourself that way. Okay, so first chakra. So the first chakra on this level, it's also got fluid colors moving through it. And the color vibration, the bandwidth of frequency that you are metabolizing up into your auric field and thus into your physical body is red. The root chakra is red on this level. So let's go in and let's do what I do best, stop talking and drop in and actually make contact and experience this so that it's not a mental concept you're feeling. I want you to have a felt concept, a felt reality of, oh, wow, this is really alive in me. And of course, I can touch into it because it's part of who I am. All righty. Takes a minute to drop out of the mental animation. So I'm just going to drop my awareness of sensation right into my seat, right into my bum, right into my sitting bones. I welcome you to join me down there. And you may find this easier to close your eyes so you're not distracted by the screen. You may prefer to keep them open. Just start to feel your thighs sitting on your chair. Tune into the weight of your femur bones. Feel all the muscles in your hips. Are they tight? Are they tighter on one side? Just bring your perception of awareness down into your hip muscles, your womb, your pelvis, your pelvic organs. And feel your lower back. But in particular, we're going to keep our awareness down in the pelvic floor muscles, the sitting bones, the pelvic bones, the very lower spine, sacrum coccyx, because this is the physical area of your body that the root chakra charges up. Yeah. By the way, people ask me all the time, they want to learn how to see the aura. They want to learn how to enhance their high sense perception. And they're hoping to have lots of fancy techniques to suddenly open up your sixth chakra so you can perceive. And I don't. And neither did we at the Barbara Brennan School. It's really, this is one of the simplest ways to start, is actually pour your awareness of sensation into your body. Be present. Those sensations are perception of energy as well as physical. All right, focus in and hone your attention more specifically to the pelvic floor. And your chakras are shaped like cones. Cones, tornadoes, they're not as geometric as this, but it gives you a bit of an idea to work with, right? An open end that draws energy in to your system from the universal energy field and narrows down into a tip that's usually longer and skinnier than this for your root chakra that flows up into the base of your spine, supporting, energizing, and charging your entire spinal column. So if you have challenges with your spinal column, take a look at how grounded you are. Take a look at how much you're able to sink down, trust your incarnation here on earth, receive from the ground. And specifically, the tip of this chakra feeds in right at the sacrococcygeal joint. That's the little space which sometimes gets fused if you have tailbone injuries, right where the little bottom tip of bone, your coccyx, very tip of your tailbone meets your sacrum, the larger bone above it, which is clasped between your buttocks, between your sacroiliac joints. Sacro for your sacrum, iliac for the ilium, which are the sides of the pelvis. Yeah, they clasp the sacrum, and it's this triangle-shaped bone. You can feel it. Get back there and feel it, right? Feel that you've got a fabulous bone. You might want to tip your pelvis back and forth a few times in your chair just to loosen that up and feel, hey, how are my SI, sacroiliac joints doing? Are they locked? Are they jammed? Had I better get over to Shelley for a craniosacral therapy treatment to gently release and unwind the connective tissue that holds me all together? Okay, so now we flow into the emotional body, this fluid level. The way I'm doing that really simply is I'm just sort of imagining I'm moving my awareness a little off my body, down in the pelvic floor area, and feeling that, oh, it's like it's fluid here. It's moving clouds of pastel colors. Again, always nicer with the root chakra to work in standing, so it's not kind of congested by sitting. That may be one of the reasons why our root chakra can get so congested, right? Too much sitting, not enough standing, moving, walking. So if you do sit at a desk all day for your work, get out for a walk at lunch. Stand up and do some squats. Get into your legs. These are very simple little ways that you can keep your root chakra connected, charged up, keep your energy moving down into your legs and the soles of your feet. Now, I wish I had some bright red clothing to wear for you today. I don't wear red a lot because this is the color vibration we want to drop into. So you just begin imagining, feeling, sensing, becoming bright tomato cherry red down in your pelvic floor, down, and you can just imagine this whole cone of energy extending down between your legs into the earth, and just spin it, swirl it, breathe it. Imagine it to be bright blood red vibration. You notice I naturally start to breathe more deeply as I do that, right? I'm not up in my head, eyes closed. You're down in your body, breathing and animating and enlivening these energies within you. And if you're able to do this, like a different feeling starts to come into your body, right? It feels kind of juicy. It's very primal, this red energy in your root chakra. You could even say the feelings that this holds for us on the emotional body level is this sort of primal existence, primal. It is our primal will to be in a body, to be in the physical, to trust and be here on earth. So when we have a lot of fear about that, or we're in a flight response where we want to check out of our body and uproot because we're afraid, we pull up out of our root chakra and we weaken it. Yes? Again, another big area of expertise in my work is I've specialized in trauma healing work. So integrating, completing, releasing, digesting frozen flight responses, frozen freeze responses in the body, and getting us sometimes into completing fight responses, right? That fight response that wants to fight, that takes us deeper down into our root chakra. That's the like, I'm here and I am going to fight you off and even kill you if I need to protect myself. Sometimes I have to help clients who've done a lot of flight response to get in touch with that deeper self-protective energy. Now, I'm not training you to beat people up, but I am training you to own your healthy aggression that keeps you down in your body and says, this is my space and you cannot violate it. Well, that got me into my root. I'm gonna let that swirl around and be red. What else? So if this is your emotional level, this is your feelings about yourself. Do you like, love, dislike, judge, shame, hate? Which end of the spectrum are you on? And it may be moving all day long, right? Something happens, you're like, oh my God, I feel so fabulous about myself. And your whole emotional body brightens up with a lot of rose light of love. And then you hit an experience where you're like, whoa, I just got shamed, or I just feel horrible. Oh, I feel horrible about myself. And now all the terrible messages that, we often call that the critic, is like pouring in from the mental body level, and the whole level or parts of it start to go dark and get cloudy, and we feel like shit. So let's go in. Root chakra. When you are liking and loving yourself and you drop into this red root chakra, the statement here is, I am so excited to be alive. I feel awesome about being here, taking up space. I love my incarnation. I love myself in this body and in this incarnation. And I want more. It's like I'm down in here and I feel so good about myself that, yeah, I want more. I want more meanness in the world, more good feelings about myself. So can you create that? Can you get down red, get it all the way down to the floor, through to the earth? Can you love your incarnation? Can you love the fact that you're here? Can you say, yay? And when you were a little kid, this would light up when you were being dynamic and physical and exploring your world through being down in your physical body. And in doing that, you're like, wow, I'm so cool. Look what I can do. Yeah. And were you allowed to do that as a child? Were you encouraged to like check out your body and see what it could do and try stuff and get on that jungle gym, And then feel good about yourself and your present, go, wow, look at what you're doing. That's so cool. Wow. Or, did your caretakers, were they really scared? Did they have a lot of flight response in their body? And they're like, oh my God, don't do that. Oh God, don't take risks in your body. Don't test your limits, right? We will also learn through the energy fields that we grow up around, which is often our parents, but it's cultural as well, right? If everybody else in our household is scared and ungrounded and way up here in their head, we will tend to model our energy field after them. So did you have parents who were grounded? Were they physical? Did they love being in their life, being in their body, love themselves and feel great about themselves? Just being in their will to live. All right, so that is our exploration of root chakra, emotional body. And if you're feeling juiced up about it, hang out here and fill up a little more on the red, beautiful energy. I have a stained glass in my window that I made that has all the different colors I work with. So it helps me to look through a piece of stained glass at the red color or whatever color vibration I'm working with, because for me it feels more like light and it helps me kind of entrain that into my field. But even a piece of paper, a piece of fabric that has that color vibration might help you kind of drink it in and become it. You can't think it, you have to become red. Enjoy, and please make it a practice today. Move through your day, keep dropping back into your pelvic floor, your sacrococcygeal joint, unlock it, relax it, get into your legs, and see if you can love just being in a body, feeling awesome about being here incarnated today.